Stand by. Attention on deck!
Welcome back to another video on the channel, troopers. Today we're going to be learning again, and it's going to be about every clone trooper in Star Wars explained in detail. Now, I am a huge Star Wars fan. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I've been a huge Star Wars fan since I was a kid. And then I stopped watching Star Wars around when the sequels came out because it's the sequels. But yeah, I took a long break, and then in summer of 2025, I came back to Star Wars, rewatched the Clone Wars, rewatched episodes 1 through 6, watched the Bad Batch, loved it, watched Ahsoka, Mando, and all that other stuff, and so I'm back. I'm back in the Star Wars game. And I wanted to learn a little bit more about my favorite troopers in Star Wars, that being the clone troopers, the Clone Wars. That's my favorite era of Star Wars, honestly. There's so much potential for infinite amount of content, but Disney just does not know what they want to do with it. So, I don't know. I could think of a million stories when it comes to the Clone Wars, but yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get it in 3, 2, 1, and boom.
Troopers were the backbone of the Grand Army of the Republic, designed to be the ultimate soldiers to serve the Galactic Republic during the Clone Wars. Created from the genetic template of Jango Fett, they had enhanced physical abilities, tactical instincts, and unwavering loyalty. Commissioned by Jedi Master Sifo Dyas, who foresaw an impending galaxy-wide conflict, the clone army was secretly developed on the water-covered planet of Kamino. Clone troopers were subjected to rigorous training from birth by the Kaminoans, who instilled discipline, combat readiness, and...
Kaminoans? Kaminoans. Kam-Inoans. Come on. Is this an AI voice? Because, come on.
teamwork. They underwent a grueling survival course known as the Citadel Challenge, designed to push them to their physical and mental limits. The clones graduated as elite soldiers, proficient with a range of weapons including the DC-15A blaster rifle and
My favorite main weapon for the clones, by the way.
DC-15S blaster carbine, which were standard issue. While identical in appearance and genetically predisposed to obedience, each trooper developed unique personalities and camaraderie, especially under the leadership of their Jedi generals.
Yeah.
They wore white armor, which became iconic during the Clone Wars. The addition of an inhibitor clip was secretly implanted in each clone.
Clip is a chip. Okay, come on now. Stickman, come on now. If you're using an AI voice, you need to make this a lot better. A clip is a chip.
Mechanism that allowed Darth Sidious to execute Order 66.
Unless you're doing this on purpose.
They could be controlled to turn against the Jedi. So yeah, there's no better backbone for the Grand Army of the Republic than that.
True.
Advanced Recon Force troopers were elite reconnaissance specialists within the Grand Army of the Republics. Trained for recon missions and advanced scouting in challenging environments. Known for their distinct streamlined helmets, which provided a wide field of vision and advanced optics, ARF troopers were equipped to operate independently.
Phase 2 ARF trooper helmets are so good. They're so good. I hope he shows one of my favorite clone troopers with this helmet, that being Sergeant Hound from the Clone Wars. But that just a little bit of the little cheek weld right here just made this helmet instantly 100 times more better.
Or in small teams, scouting enemy positions and collecting vital intelligence ahead of larger forces. They operated swiftly and covertly, often using speeder bikes or AT-RT for mobility across rugged or hostile terrain. Their gear included camouflage variants of standard clone armor, which helped them blend into various environments and move undetected through dense forest, deserts, or urban areas. Two of the best-known ARF troopers are Boyle and Waxer, who started off as regular troopers but were trained to become ARF troopers. They notably saved Obi-Wan from the crash.
Can we just... Why do people always say ARF? Can't we just call them what they are? ARF troopers? I always say ARF troopers. I never say ARF when I'm mentioning these guys. It's always ARF. It just makes it easier.
Gunship during the Second Battle of Geonosis, and Waxer is just the best in general. Just look at how nice he is to that Twilight girl on Ryloth. Absolute hero.
Rest in peace,
medics
Waxer,
play a
man.
vital role within the Grand Army of the Republic, specializing in battlefield medicine to treat injured troopers directly on the front lines. Unique among their fellow clones, these medics had knowledge of clone biology implanted before birth, allowing them to quickly diagnose and treat a wide range of injuries specific to their brother's physiology. Distinguished by a Red Cross insignia on their armor, clone medics were respected figures within the ranks, as they often determined life or death outcomes for troopers in dire situations.
But unfortunately, they were always targeted as well by the droids, because they know how well they are, how good of clone troopers they are. So if you see that marking, target them, even though that's technically a war crime, even in the Star Wars universe.
One of the most notable medics, Kix, became famous not only for his medical skills, but also for uncovering the secret of the inhibitor chips embedded in each clone. However, before he could share his revelation, Kix was captured by Count Dooku's forces and later frozen in stasis, only to be found years after the fall of the Republic, marking a truly tragic end for one of the best of the 501st.
True.
Clone paratroopers or air...
I do wish that they would have, or like that Disney would just like make a Kix story. It could be like Star Wars, or I don't know, well, Star Wars, the story of Kix or something, or like Star Wars Kix. So just like it'll show his time during the Clone Wars, and then show him getting captured, and then show him after he gets released from stasis, because I'm pretty sure he joins like a pirate gang or something way after the fall of the Empire as well. I'm pretty sure he's the only clone left alive currently. I think in the current timeline, I think he was found sometime during the Resistance forming, like before the First Order became a whole thing. So I'm pretty sure Kix is still alive now in the current timeline. So they can easily make a good story for Kix, but Disney doesn't want to do it for some reason.
Airborne troopers, as I refer to them, were elite infantry
airborne troopers.
high-altitude drops.
I've always known
rapid
these guys as
deployments,
airborne
making
troopers.
them invaluable for airborne assaults and swift tactical maneuvers. Outfitted with specialized helmets designed to withstand
Which
the
looks
intense
so
pressure
cool.
and temperatures of high altitude.
It looks so cool. Such an iconic helmet. I'm surprised that we never saw these clones in the Clone Wars show. Like, why not? Like, honestly, like I said at the beginning of the video, there is so much they can do with the Clone Wars era, but they don't. I don't know why. It's like, just show us, even if you don't want to show us like all the other airborne troopers and whatnot, show us the ones from the 212th. Show us their what's the word am I looking for? Show us their escapades throughout the Clone Wars, and then finish with them, I don't know, like when they turn into Purge troopers for the Empire. That could be cool, you know? Like, show us one specific airborne trooper from 212th, his entire career throughout the Clone Wars, and then end it with him being even more genetically outfitted and then turned into a Purge trooper. That'd be sick. I'd watch that.
To do jumps, they were conditioned to deploy into combat zones directly from low-flying gunships or dropships. Their equipment included reinforced jump armor and gear designed to absorb impact, allowing them to land with precision and immediately engage in combat.
She looks
They
so
also
cool,
just look
man.
awesome, and they're my favorite Lego clone minifigure. Just look at how clean he looks. Let me know your favorite clone minifig down below, and let's move on. Clone gunners were
I'm not into the Star Wars Legos, because they're so goddamn expensive. So it's like I don't have a favorite minifigure when it comes to the Lego side.
Specialized troopers responsible for manning and operating vehicle-mounted weapons and artillery, providing essential firepower in large-scale battles. Known for their precision and technical skill, these clones were trained to handle everything from ATTE cannons to heavy artillery. Their unique armor featured reinforced plating and specialized helmets,
which
with
looks
enhanced
so
optics
cool
to
as
improve
well.
visibilities when aiming and tracking moving targets.
Like, this is another clone that they can do a cool story on, you know? Like, just look at the armor. Just, like, show us one random clone in the battlefield that was proficient with all the weapons and just him wrecking droids left and right with his knowledge and whatnot. Like, they just look so cool. I have a 3.75 action figure of this clone trooper, and I love the figure. I love it. I'm never gonna get rid of it.
This design helped protect them against the intense blast and vibrations of heavy weaponry, enabling them to endure prolonged exposure to combat conditions. Clone jet troopers were specialized soldiers trained to use jetpacks for aerial maneuvers, giving them an advantage in challenging or hard-to-reach terrain. With the jetpack, they could easily access elevated positions, flank enemy units, and provide aerial support to ground troops. These troopers played key roles in battles that demanded speed and agility, such as city sieges or mountainous skirmishes. Their gear...
One of my favorite clone troopers to play as in the Battlefront 2 video game. I love this clone trooper. The only thing I don't understand, though, why in all of media and like the game and like concept art or whatever, the Phase 2 jet troopers, why do they only have a DC pistol? Like, seriously, why do they only have a pistol? Because in the Clone Wars, you see them with the DC-15 carbine or the DC-15 blaster. Never seen any one of these guys use just a regular pistol. Like, just give them their normal blaster rifle, you know?
Gear included lightweight armor to minimize drag and reduce the strain of flying.
Oh, I also have this figure. I recently started collecting the 6-inch figures, and this was one of the first ones I bought. I've always wanted a 501st Jet Trooper figure, and unfortunately, I didn't live in Canada during 2013, so I couldn't get the 3.75 version. But luckily nowadays, I can get the, well, I was able to get the 6-inch version for dirt cheap.
As well as specially designed helmets that could withstand the high velocity and sudden altitude changes. One of their most significant deployments occurred during the Battle of Yerbana, where the 501st utilized a considerable number of jet troopers. These troopers flew above the droid forces, raining down grenades at them.
Yeah. But if you also look, they're using the DC-15 carbine.
Amphibious units trained for underwater combat and specifically outfitted to operate in aquatic environments. Their armor was lightweight, designed for each...
Dude, this clone trooper is so cool as well. Like, to this day, I still want the 3.75 version of this figure, but this thing is so damn expensive. Like, at minimum $100 for just the figure itself. And it's like, there is, in no right mind, is this worth $100. Like, goddamn, man. Why did the 2013 Clone Wars toy line was only exclusive to Canada, bro? Pisses me off to this day. I'm still mad about it. So many amazing figures exclusive to Canada, and it was such a short run that not even Canada had enough stock. Pisses me off, man.
Of movement in water and equipped with rebreathers for extended underwater missions. Scuba troopers' gear included advanced rebreather systems and fins attached to their boots, enabling them to move quickly and silently.
That's a nice that's a cool picture.
They often wielded DC-12U underwater blaster rifles designed to be effective in submerged environments where traditional blasters were unreliable.
Well,
Their specialized training made them capable of handling the unique challenges of underwater combat, from reduced visibility to the difficulty of sound-based detection. Clone flame troopers were specialized infantry deployed for missions requiring intense firepower against enemy populations, particularly effective against insectoid species like the Geonosians. They came equipped with
which is a war crime
hotspot armor, which included advanced respirators to protect flame troopers from inhaling harmful smoke and fumes, while also having special layering to protect them from the heat of their own weapon.
Which, allegedly, according to lore, all of this still didn't help with the immense pressure and heat coming from these flamethrowers. Like, all this specialized armor for still practically nothing.
Over time, the design of the Flame Trooper armor and weaponry would serve as a prototype for the Empire's Incinerator Troopers, who continued using similar equipment with upgraded Imperial technology. The Clone Bomb Squad, also known as Ordnance Specialists, were clones specially
one
trained
of the coolest
in the
looking
high-dangerous task
troopers.
of bomb disposal and explosive ordnance detection. Their training covered advanced knowledge of explosive mechanisms, wiring, and disarmament techniques, enabling them to defuse bombs in high-stakes situations. Despite their specialized skills, Bomb Squad troopers were woefully underprotected.
True.
They wore standard
Very
Phase
true.
1 armor with orange markings to signify their role, but the armor itself was thin and provided minimal shielding against blasts and explosions.
Yeah.
As a result, casualty rates among Bomb Squad units were high. They're also part of one of the old LEGO Star Wars battle packs, which always annoyed me, as literally no one on the planet Earth wanted to build an army of Bomb Squad troopers.
There was also an old old Clone Wars set for this trooper as well. Luckily, a little bit last year around the summer when I started coming back to Star Wars, I was able to get one of these packs. I'm happy. I got Phase 1 hard case. I got cut up in training armor, and I got this Bomb Squad trooper. I'm so happy. I've always wanted that set, and I was able to find it for a good price, and I'm really happy. I wish we get more of these guys as well. Like, that'd be cool. Like a Clone Wars Bomb Squad like series or something. That'd be cool just to see their escapades during the Clone Wars. Like, show the what's the word am I looking for? Show the harshness of war as a Bomb Squad trooper on the big screen. That'd be sick. That'd be sick, you know, in my opinion. The dark side, you know.
Like, look, why has LEGO decided that we wouldn't just get one? No, it had to be 2 Bomb Squad troopers in this set. So, yeah, anyone who bought multiples of this set now has an army of Bomb Squad troopers. You'll be getting more LEGO references later. Moving on.
Not
Clone
bad in my
Scout
opinion.
Troopers were reconnaissance specialists trained for survival, endurance, and long-range scouting operations. Often deployed ahead of...
So Commander Gree is a scout trooper. He's a scout commander. So basically Cav Scouts for the United States Army. Huh. Makes sense.
Larger troop movements, they gathered intelligence on enemy positions, assessing terrain, and identifying potential threats. Their armor was lighter and more flexible than standard trooper gear, designed to provide greater mobility and comfort during prolonged field missions. This adaptability made them valuable in jungle and desert environments, where they were able to monitor enemy activity and provide real-time updates on the battlefield. Most notable deployment was an army of scout troopers at the Battle of Kashyyyk. And let's just admit their armor looks truly sick.
Very cool.
Cold Assault Troopers were specialized clones equipped to endure the frigid conditions
Hold
of
on.
icy
Gee, Lord.
planets like Orto
Okay,
Plutonia.
why was that
Outfitted
part
in
of the video so loud?
HT-77 Cold
Holy.
Assault armor, these troopers were prepared to face extreme cold and treacherous winter landscapes. Their armor featured advanced thermal seals to retain body heat, preventing frostbite and hypothermia during extended operations in sub-zero temperatures. The suits were also equipped with anti-glare visors, which protected against the intense reflection of sunlight on snow and ice. The helmets of Cold Assault Troopers had specially designed comm systems that filtered out the sounds of harsh winds, enabling them to communicate effectively
So that's
in
why they
blizzard
all had the
conditions.
big backpack.
Their armor also served as a
on their
predecessor
backs.
to the later Snow Trooper armor that the Empire used on Hoth. Heavy weapons troopers were
Okay, come on.
clone soldiers equipped to wield powerful...
So why was that one part of the video so loud, but everything else is low? Now I gotta fix the volume again. Come on now. Jeez. My all-time favorite clone troopers, though, the heavy weapons. These are my boys.
Full anti-vehicle weaponry and provide heavy fire support on the battlefield. Trained to use high-caliber blasters, rocket launchers, and anti-tank missiles, these troopers played a critical
They look
role in
so
neutralizing
cool.
enemy vehicles, artillery, and fortified positions. To withstand the intense combat situations
Complete
they faced,
badasses.
heavy weapons troopers wore reinforced armor designed to offer additional protection from enemy fire and blast impacts. There are different versions representing the heavy trooper, but I think the overweight-looking trooper from Battlefront 2 will do the trick just fine.
Yeah, very.
Clone pilots were essential to the Grand Army of the Republic, skilled in operating an array of vehicles that transported troops, equipment, and critical supplies across the galaxy. Selected for their reflexes, spatial awareness, and quick decision-making skills.
Bro, the Phase 2 clone pilot helmet from the animated series, this looks 100 times better than this. Don't get me wrong, I like the live action Phase 2 version, but just this helmet, it's just, there's just something about this helmet that just blows everything else out of the water. They should have used this for the live action. Or at the very least, they should have used this for the Phase 2 in the Clone Wars show. It's like, I know technically in the lore that they were pretty much the same thing, you know. It's just some battalions or whatever had this armor and other battalions had this armor, but still, it's just like, I like this one a whole lot better.
These pilots mastered the use of LAAT/I gunships, ARC-170 starfighters, and other Republic vessels. Equipped with flight suits that balance protection with mobility, clone pilots wore reinforced helmets featuring advanced targeting HUDs, communication systems, and oxygen filters. Their suits also contained emergency survival gear to aid in prolonged engagements or in the event of a crash landing behind enemy lines. Standard weaponry included a compact blaster pistol for self-defense, although their primary strength lay in their skillful handling of advanced Republic aircraft. Coruscant Guard, more commonly referred to as Shock Troopers, was one of the Republic's most elite and respected clone units.
Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. Maybe respected in quote unquote respected in the universe of Star Wars. But the only Shock Trooper that I like was Commander Thorn. Commander Thorn was an absolute badass. I love him.
Tasked with maintaining order on Coruscant and ensuring the protection of high-ranking officials, including Chancellor Palpatine himself. Operating as military police, they conducted patrols and guarded sensitive government buildings. As Palpatine's power grew, so did the influence of the Coruscant Guard, positioning them as a symbol of the Republic's authority and later as key enforcers of the Empire. Their commander is also one of the most hated characters in Star Wars and is notably missing from a video on the most hated characters in Star Wars I did earlier. His armor looks sick, but yeah, everyone hates him for one specific incident that everyone will be familiar with.
Yeah.
And he can burn in hell for that.
100%.
Clone Riot Troopers, a specialized subset of the Shock Troopers, were deployed.
Oh my god. Don't remind me of the Clone Riot Troopers because I'm pretty sure this is the Clone Wars 3.75 action figure. And I still don't have it yet, man. The cheapest I've found this ever was $70 on eBay. I didn't buy it because no figure is worth that much. According to the community, the reason why this is so sought out after is because Hasbro released a small amount of them. So if you didn't buy it when they released, then you're out of luck. But man, hopefully one day I can find this figure for like $40 or less. I'd buy this figure for $40. Man. Yep.
To manage civil disturbances, particularly in the bustling and often volatile lower levels of Coruscant. Riot Troopers were modified armor that
look at him. Look at this cool looking trooper, man. I want him so badly.
included reinforced chest plates and helmets with advanced visors to protect against projectiles and thrown objects. In place of standard blasters, Riot Troopers carried non-lethal shock batons and riot shields for personal protection. They also had access to specialized grenades, such as smoke or stun grenades, to disperse hostile groups with minimal force. Their training extended beyond physical combat, as Riot Troopers were instructed in negotiation techniques and civil de-escalation tactics to address threats to peace in ways that balance security with public order.
And I feel like, you know, because in the lower levels of Coruscant, things do get hostile. But then again, you give a Riot Trooper a regular blaster, he might get trigger happy. So I guess maybe, the squad leader or something will have, like, a blaster on him? I don't know.
Galactic Marines were an highly versatile unit within the 21st Nova Corps, led by Jedi General Ki-Adi-Mundi and Clone Commander Bakara. Known for their adaptability and fierce reputation, they were deployed in ground, space, and boarding operations across various planetary environments.
But why aren't they shown in media, man? Literally the only media that they are shown in is episode 3 during Order 66 and the old 2004, I think, the old Battlefront 2 for the first mission. That's it. That's it. The Galactic Marines have to be the most fan-loved clone troopers ever. Ever. But why haven't they made something about them? Like, literally, they can make, like, a series or, like, a movie, Star Wars Galactic Marines. The title alone would bring people to the theaters or whatever. They can make, like, a 2-hour-long movie, Star Wars Galactic Marines. People will show up for that. 100% they will show up for that. Hasbro, not Hasbro, Disney, you guys are sitting on a gold mine when it comes to the Clone Wars era. Sitting on a gold mine. People would go to watch something called Star Wars The Galactic Marines. These guys are so awesome, but they barely get any screen time. Barely. Blows my mind as to how they don't even have their own series yet. Blows my mind.
Commander Bakara was known for demanding the highest standards from his troops, tolerating no deficiencies. Marines who didn't meet his strict criteria were unilaterally reassigned. In combat, Galactic Marines wore distinctive maroon-colored armor with face coverings to shield against environmental hazards like snow, sand, and ash. They were typically armed with DC-15A blaster rifles.
Just look
and
how cool
DC-15S
they look, man.
blasters, or if you're an absolute hero, the 2005 Battlefront had the Marine-rocking miniguns.
Yep.
And they were some of the
Okay,
most
so it's
fun
2005.
characters
I
to
was
play
1 year
as.
off.
Advanced Recon Commandos, commonly known as ARC Troopers, were elite soldiers handpicked from among the clone ranks for their exceptional skill, intelligence, and combat prowess. Created
Complete badasses. They're my second favorite. My all-time favorite clone troopers are the heavy troopers, and then right behind them are ARC troopers. Specifically, mainly because of Fives, Echo, and Rex. But Rex technically isn't an ARC trooper; he's a captain. So, but I digress.
As the Republic's most advanced special forces, they were selected and trained to handle the toughest missions that standard clones could not undertake.
Yeah.
Some of the first ARC troopers were even said to have been trained by Jango Fett himself, showing how truly skilled these troopers are. ARC troopers' armor benefited from improved protection and enhanced mobility, as included customizable attachments such as pauldrons, rangefinders, and commas. ARC troopers often operated alongside Jedi generals, but could also act autonomously and think independently.
I love ARC
exemplary
troopers,
combat
man.
skills, leadership
Love
qualities,
'em.
and unique ability to problem solve under extreme pressure made them some of the most respected clones in the Grand Army of the
Of
Republic.
course.
Two standout ARC troopers are Echo and Fives, who should
Duh.
require no introduction.
Duh.
If you don't know Fives, go learn all about him now.
Yeah, go.
Rest in peace, Fives, the greatest clone trooper to have ever existed.
100%.
I usually don't really cry when watching movies, but let me tell you, Fives' death brought me so close to it that it'll always have a very special place in my heart.
Same, man. Same. Like, this part, when I first watched this part, it broke me so much that I never want to watch it again. I don't want to watch it ever again because it's going to break me even more. Like, he did not deserve this, man. He just wanted to do his duty, dude. Poor Fives. Fuck Commander Fox, man. Fuck him. God damn it. Why are you showing it to me?
And again, fuck Commander Fox for sure.
Thank you.
Clone Commandos were elite special forces units within the Grand Army of the Republic, trained for high-risk, high-stakes missions requiring extraordinary skill and teamwork. If the ARC troopers were the elites, these guys were the elite of the elites. Selected and rigorously trained from birth, commandos were organized into small, cohesive squads that operated independently from the standard clone units.
I mean, they could be the elites of the elites, but considering a lot of them died in the first battle of Geonosis, can we really call them elite? Like, as elite as ARC troopers? I get it. Fresh out of the pod, fresh out of basic training, and then thrown straight into a war zone, but come on.
Their most iconic team, Delta Squad,
Yep.
became a symbol of the bravery and skill that defined the Republic's finest soldiers. Outfitted with Katarn-class armor, Commandos had an edge in both protection and functionality.
Yep.
This high-grade armor featured enhanced plating, advanced helmet HUDs with night vision, and adaptive camouflage for stealth, as well as a built-in vibroblade in the wrist. The armor was highly resistant to blaster fire, even going as far as being able to resist heavy explosions going off. Equipped with specialized weaponry like the DC-17M
Such an amazing weapon
system, which could be modified into different configurations, a blaster, sniper, or anti-armor attachment, Clone Commandos were prepared for a variety of combat scenarios. Other than Delta Squad, of course Gregor comes to mind with one of the greatest combat scenes in Clone Wars. Although Commandos were done dirty in the Bad Batch series, in my headcanon they are highly competent soldiers they're set out to be.
But I mean, I can kind of agree that Commandos did get done dirty, but I mean, you got battle-hardened Commandos being Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Echo versus Empire loyal clone Commandos that were just giving orders. It's like, come on. I'd take the Bad Batch over any other clone commando. I feel like the Bad Batch could even take on Delta Squad and win easily.
And I told you that I will make one more LEGO mention, and here it is. Let me flex my custom LEGO Clone Commandos at you. Look how cool they are.
Nice.
What are you doing wrong for
Good
not
job.
having them in your collection? Defective.
Because I don't collect Legos, that's why. That is one thing I'm never going to do, and that's collect Lego Star Wars. They're so damn expensive.
Clones, designated as CT-99s, were troopers born with genetic mutations that set them apart from standard clones. Originally viewed as defective due to their deviations from Jango Fett's template, these clones each possessed unique traits that granted them specialized skills. Famous, of course, is Clone Force 99, nicknamed the Bad Batch in honor of the defective yet noble maintenance Clone 99, which was an elite team of highly specialized defective clones.
Rest in peace, 99,
Hunter,
man.
the team's leader, with enhanced tracking abilities and heightened senses. Wrecker, who possessed immense strength and a fearless nature. Tech, a highly intelligent and tech-savvy clone. And Crosshair, a sharpshooter with exceptional marksmanship and calm nature. There's also Muzzle, but nobody really knows anything about him, so we won't touch on him either.
Yeah.
The defective clones were perceived as outsiders mostly by the larger clone community, and were often mocked for their enhancements. Their mutations, though technically defects, allow them to think and operate differently, often using unconventional tactics that achieved impressive results in combat.
Yeah.
And you can learn all about them in their own TV series as well. Bark Troopers were specialized units trained for rapid maneuvering and reconnaissance on speeder bikes, excelling in navigating difficult terrain at high speeds. Named after the Bark speeder bikes they piloted, these troopers conducted swift battlefield reconnaissance, relaying critical intel to command units and guiding ground forces through rough or hazardous areas. They were equipped with lightweight, maneuverable armor tailored for high-speed engagements. Their armor typically included advanced communication gear, enabling them to stay connected with command units even at long distances. Bark troopers played versatile roles in combat, occasionally participating in targeted assassinations and rapid strikes. Commander Neo is a well-known Bark trooper who's seen in Revenge of the Sith executing Stass Alley during Order 66. Clone Purge troopers were among the most...
Yeah, like the Bark troopers, I do like their helmet and how cool they look, but it's like, I don't really care much about them, to be honest.
Feared and specialized units in the
the Purge troopers.
Clone Wars ranks, tasked specifically with the elimination of Jedi survivors following the execution of Order 66. These elite soldiers were part of the Empire's expendable death squads, forces that served as brutal enforcers under the direct command of the Imperial Inquisition, a sect devoted to hunting Jedi. Equipped with upgraded armor and enhanced weapons to counter Jedi abilities, Purge troopers often worked alongside Inquisitors. As some of the last remaining clones serving under the Empire, Purge troopers represented the chilling lengths to which the Empire would go to enforce its control and eradicate any trace of the Jedi Order.
You know, I didn't know about that. That they worked with the Inquisitors. Why didn't they show up during Rebels then? Like, we saw Death Troopers, we saw a bunch of other Stormtroopers, and we saw a bunch of the Inquisitors. Why didn't we see the Purge Troopers? Was it because technically, because it takes Rebels takes place around a little bit after Kenobi show, give or take? Yeah. Rebels takes place after the Kenobi show. So okay, I guess maybe by Rebels timeline, the Purge Troopers got phased out with the Death Troopers. Okay, I guess that makes sense as to why we don't see them in Rebels.
They embodied the Empire's ruthlessness, proving that even the most loyal soldiers were merely tools in Palpatine's quest for...
Before you ask, yes, I do have the figures. I have them in 3.75 and in 6-inch.
for absolute power. Special Operations Troopers, also
these
Stealth
clones,
Ops
man.
Or Leia Troopers because of the helmet looking like Leia's head buns, were elite units trained for covert and high-risk missions behind enemy lines.
They only had one episode in the Clone Wars, but they look so damn cool. I have one of the figures. I think it's Commander whatever the hell. The one on the top right. I have him. Or, yeah, well, you know, him. I have him as a figure, but I still want the basic Stealth Trooper, but for some reason he's so hard to find. He's just as expensive as the Riot Troopers. I don't know why. But yeah, I like these troopers too. They're very cool.
These clones specialized in infiltration and sabotage, targeting high-value Separatist assets. Equipped with unique sensory enhancements, their helmets featured advanced
amplified
sight and included sensitive auditory receivers to detect faint sounds. These troopers donned camouflage armor or black and gray armor to better blend into the environment. A recognizable Special Ops clone is Commander Jet, who featured in the Second Battle of Geonosis.
I wish they did a story on Commander Jet as well. Like, he only shows up for one episode, and it's like, what the hell? What happened to him? Did he execute Order 66? Is he still alive? Like, what happened to him? Like, show him more as well. Like, so much stories they can tell from the Clone Wars, but they don't. I don't know why.
Shadow Troopers were specialized clones deployed for high-stakes infiltration and covert operations, often operating deep within enemy territory. Handpicked for their tactical awareness and adaptability, Shadow Troopers were trained to blend in with hostile or neutral factions, posing as bounty hunters, mercenaries, or even members of criminal organizations like the Hutt Cartel.
Really?
This role allowed them to collect critical intelligence, perform sabotage, and prepare battlegrounds for larger Republic invasions. They operated alone, in pairs, or in small squads, often relying on stealth and blending in rather than conventional combat.
True.
Their armor, based on the standard Phase 2 Clone Trooper armor, featured unique modifications to suit their covert missions. Strategically placed mag seals allowed them to attach detachable plates, altering their appearance to resemble members of various factions and disguising the clone gate that could otherwise expose them, which they could also disengage quickly, allowing them to switch to full combat readiness if their cover was blown. For added intimidation, the visor emitted a red glow, which contrasted with their otherwise dark appearance. To maximize their stealth capabilities, Shadow Troopers were equipped with DC-19 stealth carbines, featuring sound suppressors for silent operations.
Oh, that's cool.
And an optional feature that allowed them to fire invisible blaster bolts.
What?
So, yeah, pretty much the James Bonds of the Clone Force.
I did not know that about these troopers at all. That's actually very cool. Could you imagine a James Bond-like movie but with Shadow Troopers? That'd be sick. I'd watch that in a heartbeat. I wanted a figure of this, like, so long ago. Like, when I first started collecting figures, like, I wanted a Shadow Trooper, but we all know how bad Hasbro's early figure molds were, so I opted out of it. Maybe, hopefully they bring it back. Maybe reissue it or something for the current line. That'd be cool.
Now some less notable clones, but we'll cover them nonetheless. 3, 2, 1, speed run. Clone sharpshooters were highly skilled snipers trained on Camino to achieve precise, long-range accuracy in combat. Selected for their steady aim, patience, and heightened observation skills, these clones were equipped with specialized sniper rifles, including the DC-15X. Their training emphasized stealth, camouflage, and the ability to hold positions for extended periods. Pretty much like any ordinary sniper in the military, to be honest. Clone Magma Troopers were specialized soldiers deployed to operate in the harsh volcanic environment like Mustafar. These troops were introduced post-Clone Wars wearing a scout armor in red, which was reinforced with heat-resistant materials. The only pic I could find of them is a recolored scout trooper, so yeah, decide for yourself how canon they are. Covert operations troopers were dark-clad, secretive clones tasked with handling the Republic's dirty work. They carried out high-risk, morally ambiguous missions that often included tracking down deserters, executing perceived traitors, and neutralizing political threats. Their existence was highly classified, operating under direct orders from Supreme Chancellor Palpatine or Special Forces directors, and their missions were kept entirely off the Republic's formal
So
records.
the early assassin
Clone
troopers.
navigators served aboard Republic capital ships, where they were vital in charting courses through complex star systems and maintaining fleet formations in battle. Working alongside Jedi generals and senior officers, these clones plotted hyperspace jumps, managed ship positions in combat, and ensured optimal paths for Republic forces.
Oh, okay.
Tasked with analyzing battlefield data
CIOs.
and gathering
Cool.
intelligence, clone intelligence officers worked closely with Jedi generals to develop strategies and assess enemy movements.
Oh, these
Their
guys.
responsibilities
Okay.
included decoding intercepted transmissions, studying enemy tactics, and identifying vulnerabilities in separatist defenses. Clone general officers provided tactical support and strategic guidance to Jedi generals, often acting as the primary link between the clones and their Jedi commanders. The clone flight crew was responsible for maintaining
So
and
they're
repairing
commanders?
the Republic starfighters, walkers, or other essential vehicles.
Yeah.
Though often regarded as support staff, these clones were highly skilled technicians trained to handle a range of mechanical issues, from routine checks to emergency repairs mid-battle. Maintenance clones, like the notable Clone 99, were assigned to janitorial and upkeep duties, ensuring Republic bases and ships remained functional and orderly, though often sidelined from direct combat due to genetic mutations or disabilities. Clone artillery troopers were highly trained in operating the Republic's mortars, cannons, and other artillery systems, providing essential long-range support in ground battles, positioned behind the main infantry lines. Clone comms technicians handled battlefield communications,
RTOs.
ensuring that orders from Jedi generals and commanders were transmitted accurately to units across the field. These technicians were essential for coordinating tactics during intense and chaotic engagements, maintaining constant communication to adapt to rapidly changing battle conditions. Clone engineers specialized in the repair and maintenance of Republic vehicles and machinery during battle, ensuring that damaged walkers, tanks, and starfighters could be restored to working order on the front lines.
Oh, okay.
Outfitted with yellow-trimmed armor and equipped with an array of tools
I do
and
like their look of
diagnostic
their
devices,
armor.
these engineers were adept at making quick repairs under fire. Camino guard troopers were specially trained to protect Camino and other water-covered worlds.
They're basically Camino shock troopers, but I don't know why they just look so damn cool. Like, I purchased one for the 6-inch line, and I have one from for the 3.75 line on AliExpress. There's a shop that makes custom clones and sell them for dirt cheap. So, hey, if you guys want some Camino guard troopers in 3.75 scale, go hit up AliExpress.
Under the direct supervision of the Caminoans who produced them. Skilled in aquatic combat and defense,
Really? Aquatic
these troopers
combat?
were proficient in safeguarding cloning facilities and other key installations. Clone Blaze Troopers were an elite force
what the
within the
hell?
Grand Army of the Republic, known for a specialized jetpack and flamethrower combined with an armored exoskeleton. Equipped
Cool.
with gear that granted them enhanced speed, strength, and durability, Blaze Troopers could launch themselves directly into enemy lines with their jetpacks, using their armored bodies to bludgeon through separatist droids and their flamethrowers to scorch anything in their path. They look very similar to the Dark Troopers. And
Why don't
could be
they
their
show them
predecessor.
in media,
Clone
man?
Assassins were an elite and secretive
Ah,
unit
so here are the
commissioned directly by
assassins.
Palpatine, with their true purpose hidden from the Jedi Order. Trained specifically to combat Jedi, these deadly operatives possess skills and
Oh.
weaponry tailored to counter the Jedi specifically. When Order 66 was initiated, clone assassins are said to have accompanied Darth Vader in the assault on the Jedi Temple. Clone Heavy Assault Troopers were a specialized class of clone equipped for breaching fortified positions and taking on high-risk, high-impact roles on the battlefield. Outfitted with reinforced armor and carrying powerful explosives, assault blasters, and breaching tools, these troopers spearheaded offensive operations, clearing paths for infantry through heavily defended areas.
Badasses.
At least that's what they did in the old Battlefront games. And that's it. Every clone
Cool.
trooper type there is.
Thank you, man.
Now, let me know which clone trooper should be made into a Lego version.
Thank you. Thank you for this video. This is a great video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well.